front moved through San Antonio, and the first and biggest impact are those winds. Winds are really picking up. We could see gusts up to 45 miles per hour today. That'll affect fire danger details coming up.
And multiple reports of infant botulism are coming in this morning, all linked to a baby formula. What the FDA is having parents look out for. Well, federal and state officials are looking into 13 cases of infant botulism across 10 states, including here in Texas. It's linked to baby formula that's being recalled. So By Heart Incorporated is pulling 2 lots of their whole nutrition infant formula after 13 babies who drank it ended up in the hospital. The good news is no deaths so far. So if you have this formula, check the lot number before throwing it out or returning it. Make sure to clean any bottles or surfaces that touch the formula. And if your baby shows signs like trouble feeding or swallowing, get medical help right away. Symptoms can take weeks to show, so keep an eye out. More property tax relief is coming to Texas homeowners. Thanks to this past week's election, voters approved a couple of amendments to the state constitution that increases those exemptions. At the same time, they decrease funding for Texas public schools. Our Myra Arthur breaks down what passed and what's changing.
Proposition 11 raises the school tax exemption for homeowners who are disabled or age 65 and older. It boosts that current exemption from $10,000 to $60,000. Texas voters passed it resoundingly.
That's going to provide an extra up to $500 of extra savings for them. Again, that would be increasing it from $10,000 to $60,000. So it's going to be substantial.
Prop 13 raises the school district property tax exemption for all Texas homeowners. So now it will increase from $100,000 to $140,000. That means that $140,000 of a home's value cannot be taxed. Another big hit with voters.
That'll be about a $400 savings.
For Texans who qualify for both exemptions, the property tax savings from these amendments add up.
Main thing to remember is if you get both of them passed and you're 65, you're going to have about a $900 savings in your property taxes.
It also means that for some homeowners,
if your home is valued at $200,000 or less, you will no longer pay any property school taxes.
Sarah, it's getting chilly outside.
Oh yeah, and it's windy. Okay, that is the biggest and most immediate impact from the front. Take a look outside. Winds are already gusting up to 40 miles per hour in some places. Wind gusts recorded of 40 miles per hour in Helotes, 40 miles per hour in Devine at the airport, 32 mile per hour wind gusts so far. But in the next couple of hours, winds are going to be their strongest. Again, we could see wind gusts of up to 45 miles per hour in places. So take a look at your screen. Here's a look at today's wind gust trend. Windiest this morning over the next couple of hours, 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts. By the afternoon, we'll see still breezy conditions, but winds will be a little bit slower. We'll see wind gusts of up to 30 miles per hour still, though, this afternoon. And it really isn't until tonight that we start to see winds completely calm. So with that in mind, very dry air is going to be moving in today. So very dry air from the north behind that front. Very dry air coupled with the windy conditions means we have a red flag warning in effect until 9 p.m. Red flag warning in effect not only for San Antonio, the Austin metro, but pretty much all of South Texas out toward Houston, Galveston, and even into Louisiana. Red flag warning means fires that develop could spread rapidly, and so we have to avoid any kind of outdoor burning. Disposing of cigarettes properly is important. Keep in mind too that you want to avoid using tools that create sparks today. Try to avoid parking your car on tall grass, and trailer chains, you want to make sure that those are not dragging, creating sparks. So that red flag warning in effect from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. today. We will be keeping an eye on things, but temperatures are falling. It's 63 in San Antonio. Take a look at how cold this air is across the center plains. Temperatures are only in the teens in parts of the Dakotas, and in Amarillo it's approaching freezing right now. So walking you through your KSAT 12-hour forecast, windy In the immediate future, temperatures will be in the 60s today. By noon, we'll be at 65. For the afternoon, a high temperature close to 70. That is almost 20 degrees cooler than how we were yesterday. So windy and cool. Less wind, though, this afternoon. And then tonight, temperatures are going to fall quickly under a clear sky and calming winds. So much so that by tomorrow morning, take a look at morning lows. We're going to be at 37 here in San Antonio, so above freezing for the Alamo City. But you look up to Kerrville, Comfort, Bandera, Tarpley, Bernie, Bulverde. Some locations are going to be experiencing their first freeze of the season. Kerrville's already had a light freeze, but I wouldn't be surprised if the light freeze creeps as far into northwestern Bexar County. Think areas kind of north of the rim. Those are areas that could experience their first very light freeze. This is the kind of freeze that you don't need to take hard freeze precautions, so I wouldn't worry about your pipes. Of course, all of us should make sure our pets have a warm place to stay. But I would say if you do have sensitive potted plants and vegetation, you might want to bring those in if you're up in the hill country. But again, here in San Antonio, we'll stay above freezing. Then the high tomorrow is only going to be 61. So our coolest day so far this fall. Coming up tomorrow, a cold start, a cool afternoon. And by Tuesday morning, Veterans Day, we'll be starting off at 36 as well, with a high near 70. So a lovely Veterans Day. And then look how quickly we warm up. By Thursday morning, our morning lows will be near 60 degrees. Our afternoons are going to be in the 80s. So this is very typical for us as far as fall goes in San Antonio. There is a small chance for rain on Saturday, but I wouldn't get your hopes up too much. It's not going to help us out with the drought conditions.
Okay, brace for the wind today.
Windy, especially this morning.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, San Antonio, are you looking for a way to help families affected by the government shutdown? Tomorrow is your chance. We're going to tell you when and where it's all happening. Well, tomorrow, Monday, November 10th, RBFCU and University Health are teaming up with the San Antonio Food Bank and Meals on Wheels SA. This is to help families struggling because of the government shutdown and those SNAP suspensions. So just take out your phone, scan that QR code, grab some canned food and pet food and drop it off at the Pinstack location off 410. You can bring donations as early as 7 a.m. And as a thank you, you'll get a $5 game card from Pinstack. Plus, the Texas Eats team will be there all day to collect those donations and say hi. Okay, it is 6:25. We'll be right back. A family is waiting for justice, and 3 years later after the murder of Larry Brister, what's new in the case that's still ahead? Plus, a fire left many without a home in the northwest side. What a family is still searching for this morning. Good morning. It's 6:30 on your Sunday. 62 degrees. You might be waking up and hearing, I don't know, like the trees, the wind, and the windows.
There's a lot of wind.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wind out there as the front has moved through. The winds, of course, are the most immediate effect of the front, but take a look at temperatures across Texas. We're seeing them fall. It is only 34 in Amarillo, 38 in Lubbock, 53 in Dallas. It's 62 here in San Antonio right now, which isn't all that chilly, but the winds are really coming in from the north. We've already seen wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour in Helotes, up to 30 miles per hour at the airport, and up to 30 miles per hour in Kerrville. So the next couple of hours, we're going to see wind gusts of up to 40 to 45 miles per hour, and dry air is moving in place. And so because of the gusty conditions and dry weather, there's a red flag warning until 9 p.m. tonight. Basically, any fires that could develop will spread rapidly. So no fires guaranteed, but it's not great weather for firefighters out there. So absolutely no burning. Disposing of cigarettes properly is very important. So for the next 24 hours, here's what you need to know. This morning, we could see wind gusts of up to 45 miles per hour. This afternoon, less wind, but still a few gusts of up to 30 miles per hour and only near 70. That's about a 20-degree drop from yesterday. Tonight, winds will calm and will quickly cool, so much so that by tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the 30s. A light freeze possible in the hill country. I'll have those details and a neighborhood look at how cold we'll get coming up. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. 9 families are out of their homes after a fire on the northwest side Friday afternoon. That fire happened on USA Boulevard near Huebner Road. No one was seriously injured, but the people who live there, they lost everything. So one man, Jose Carreño, is still looking for his family's cat named Marlo. Let's see if we can get that picture back on your screen there. Carreño also says they lost several of his family's belongings when the roof collapsed.
In his room, everything just came down. So he couldn't get anything. Social security cards, birth certificates, wedding license, like real important documents. Washer, dryer, TVs, PlayStation 5s, sofa, dining room set.
The apartment complex has already found him a new unit that he can hopefully move into next week. Right now, his main goal is to find his cat, Marlo. Well, justice and closure, that's what one family wants almost 3 years after their 80-year-old father was attacked, carjacked, and killed. Our John Paul Barajas spoke with Larry Brister's family back in 2023 while he fought for his life in the hospital. This week, he checked in with them again, and they say there's been hardly any progress in the case.
It's frustrating. Yeah. It's frustrating that he was murdered, and I just don't understand.
In February 2023, Larry Brister went on a dinner run and was beaten, carjacked, dragged, and left for dead, according to San Antonio police. Pictures of his condition immediately after the attack are so gruesome, we are not showing them on air.
It was horrible, absolutely horrible.
Larry eventually passed away from his injuries 5 months after the incident.
I love him and miss him so much.
Yeah, we miss him a ton.
No one will sit in his chair.
His leather recliner, no one touches
there.
Larry's favorite spot remains empty for him, but crowded with everything he left behind.
The suspects were arrested in early 2023. We're now at the end of 2025. Do we have a timeline?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's getting frustrating.
We were told at one point we would probably start a trial at the beginning of 2024.
The Brister family says hearings or trials in the case have been pushed back time and time again.
We just want closure and communication. We want to know. You know, I hope I'm still alive when he's on trial.
They're hopeful there will be movement in the case in early 2026, but fear things will only be delayed once again.
Is there anything you say to those 3 suspects?
They took a wonderful father, grandfather, husband away from us. Life has never been the same.
And these are the 3 suspects on your screen right now. They were all minors in 2023, but they're now adults. Gabriel Ubrano and Miguel Acosta, they're facing charges of murder and aggravated robbery. Zachariah Alguida is facing a murder charge. All 3 are still awaiting trial. Meanwhile, there will be no jail time for this San Antonio father accused of causing the death of his 8-month-old baby back in 2023. Alejandro Martinez has been sentenced to 8 years in deferred adjudication, and if he complies with all the judge's restrictions, the charge can be removed from his record after 8 years. Martinez was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after his baby died. Investigators said he and the baby's mother had been arguing when a gun went off and struck the child and the mother. The baby died. The mother was also charged in the incident. She's scheduled to appear in court next week. Well, are you flying out or waiting for someone to fly in? More than 750 flights were canceled across the country this weekend because of the government shutdown. It's not as bad here in San Antonio as it is in other parts of the country, but of course there's a domino effect at play. So take a look at your screen. 2 United Airlines flights are canceled today. United 2385 to Houston and United 2003 from Houston. The FAA is telling everyone to keep checking their airlines' websites to make sure their flights aren't affected. November is National Diabetes Awareness Month. More than 38 million people in the U.S. live with diabetes, and the CDC says many adults with the disease remain undiagnosed. But early detection and treatment are critical to prevent potentially dangerous medical complications. CNN's Mandy Gaither has the early signs and symptoms of diabetes.
It's a disease that causes a person's blood sugar to spike because their body can't make or use enough insulin to regulate it. Diabetes is a lifelong condition that can lead to other major health problems.
This is a very serious disease. The problem is people don't always take it seriously.
Dr. Willa Shoy with the Ohio State University's Wexner Medical Center says diabetes complications can include cardiovascular disease, kidney damage or failure, and nerve damage. Of the more than 38 million people in the U.S. estimated to have diabetes, around 9 million of them don't know it. Shoy says everyone should know early warning signs of the disease, which include frequent urination, extreme thirst, and blurry vision.
If you see those signs, it's very important to address them.
Type 2 diabetes is most often diagnosed in adults, but having a healthy lifestyle can help lower the risk. Shoy says that includes avoiding foods that are high in carbohydrates and fat, and having a consistent exercise routine with a combination of cardio and strength training.
Sometimes a physical trainer can be helpful, not only in advising about nutrition, but performing the right exercises so you don't hurt yourself.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
So the CDC says 1.7 million U.S. adults age 20 and older have type 1 diabetes. This is very different from type 2 diabetes and causes the patient's immune system to attack the body, stopping its ability completely to make insulin. So currently type 1 diabetes can't be prevented or can't be cured, but it can be effectively treated. Now, a new study suggests a gene editing drug could help lower high cholesterol. In a small test with 15 people, one dose cut bad cholesterol and triglycerides by about half. Now, that's huge because both can lead to heart disease. The top killer in the U.S. side effects were minimal, and while one person died 6 months later, researchers say it wasn't related to this drug. So the study was published in New England Journal of Medicine and shared at the American Heart Association meeting. More trials with more people are on the way. So well-known rapper Rod Wave is in jail in Georgia. So police arrested him on drug and weapons charges in Atlanta on Friday. His real name is Rodarius Green, and he was booked into the Fulton County Jail. So his arrest happened the same day he got his first Grammy nomination. This isn't his first run-in with the law. Last May, police arrested him in Atlanta on 13 charges, including aggravated assault. Mega Millions jackpot nearing $1 billion. I already got my ticket. There were no tickets that matched all 6 numbers during Friday night's drawing. That means a $900 million prize still up for grabs. It also happens to be the 8th largest jackpot in the game's history. The next drawing will be on Tuesday. The last time someone won the jackpot was on June 27th. 6:39, 62 degrees. Veterans Day is just 2 days away, but celebrations already underway. Military City, USA still ahead. On GMSA, a recap of the Veterans Parade, plus a deal if you're looking for a pet. Thousands of Texas grandparents are raising their grandkids, but it's not easy. A local group is stepping up to help with food, counseling, and more. We'll show you how they're making a difference. That's next.
The sun is rising on this Sunday and the winds are picking up. Take a look at that beautiful sunrise. But as you step outside, the first thing you'll notice, wind gusts up to 40 to 45 miles per hour. High fire danger today, and then our coldest morning since February coming up.
Over 266,000 grandparents in Texas are responsible for their grandchildren. And with each child costing around $23,000 to raise each year, it can be an overwhelming task, especially with 23% of them living in poverty. So the Texas Grandparents Raising Grandchildren organization is here to help. They advocate for grandparents and connect them to resources like food pantries and clothing closets. They also help with free counseling, support groups, education, and legal issues. Gloria Adams, who works as an intake coordinator, says it's an honor to listen to grandparents' stories and help guide them and support them.
It's difficult to be a parent of a child who's irresponsible, and yet you have to parent their child That's a very difficult place to be in, but I found it through prayer not a hard thing to do.
Precious baby there. This group helped Gloria make life work for her family. The nonprofit never charges for these services. If you're a grandparent who needs resources, you can learn more on KSAT.com. Well, thousands of people in Military City, USA came out to support our troops for the San Antonio Veterans Day celebration hemisphere. So people came out to play, listen to music, and of course, watch the Veterans Day parade. It also is a time for local nonprofits and aid groups to reach out to vets who may be struggling in their new mission of civilian life.
Happens as a veteran, they will start drifting once they get out. They don't have their purpose, they lose their purpose, right? They're once fighting for their country, and now they're just not sure exactly what they're doing. So we help find that purpose. We're here to support our veterans as best as we can through coaching.
Well, Military City, USA will even have more celebrations for our vets this coming Tuesday, November 11th, which is Veterans Day proper. And if any veterans are looking for a new friend, Animal Care Services has you covered. They're honoring veterans with a Tuesday adoption special, waiving pet adoption fees at the San Antonio ACS main campus. This is for all active duty, retired, and reserve military service members. The first 25 adopters will receive a free bag of pet food to help welcome their new friend home. All adopted pets will go home sterilized, vaccinated, and microchipped at no additional cost. Adoptions are first come, first served, and those wishing to take advantage of the free military adoption should bring a valid military ID.
I love that. It's so special.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, we both have adopted pets, and they are awesome.
Life would not be the same.
Although my cat Nora, she's on a diet.
She's a big girl.
Yeah, she's 14 pounds. Okay. Hey, we have a front that moved through San Antonio. Take a look outside right now. Temperatures are in the 60s, so it's not necessarily chilly out there, but it definitely is cool. And the thing is, the first thing you notice are the winds. Winds are sustained from the north at about 20 miles per hour, but we're seeing some gusts up to 35 to even 40 miles per hour in places. And the front is going to affect our temperatures. Take a look across the nation. You can see that it's already freezing in Amarillo. It's 52 in Dallas and 45 in Abilene, only in the teens in parts of the country. As I mentioned, it's cool right now in San Antonio, but not necessarily cold. Today, though, the high will only be 68. That's about 20 degrees cooler than yesterday. By tomorrow morning, we'll wake up at 37, a high of only 61, 36 on Tuesday morning with a high of 70, and then we warm right back up by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Coming up, we'll talk about how some areas will have a little bit of a freeze early tomorrow morning. But first, the biggest and most important thing today to pay attention to are the winds. Winds are gusting right now up to 40 miles per hour in Pleasanton, up to 40 miles per hour in Freer, up to 35 miles per hour in Kerrville and in New Braunfels. And over the next couple of hours, we could see wind gusts of up to 45 miles per hour. By around the lunch hour, we'll start to see still breezy conditions, but not nearly as windy. And by the evening, we're going to see our winds calm down. So, very dry air is moving in place behind that front as well. We've got very gusty winds, especially over the next few hours. That means fire danger is going to be high today, extreme in this red color for the San Antonio area, New Braunfels, Pleasanton, Austin, Houston, Victoria, Beeville, Galveston. This is where the fire risk is highest today. And we do have a red flag warning in effect until 9 p.m. because of that fire danger. So just some reminders to help prevent creating grass fires. Absolutely no campfires or burn piles. In fact, we've got a burn ban for most of Texas right now. Avoid using tools that create sparks. Disposing of cigarettes properly is very important. Make sure to not drag trailer chains and do not park your vehicles on tall grass, because that's easily a way that a fire can get started. So looking at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, the next couple of hours, we're going to see wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour. By noon, wind gusts of up to 35 miles per hour and temperatures will be in the 60s. And then in the afternoon, we'll have a high of 68, a few gusts up to 25 miles per hour in the afternoon. So still breezy, but less so than this morning. And then in the evening, we're going to see temperatures quickly cool under clear skies and calming winds. By about 10, we're already going to be in the mid-50s. So early tomorrow morning, take a look at these morning lows. It'll be 37 in San Antonio, above freezing in the Alamo City, above freezing in New Braunfels and Uvalde. But it is going to be chilly. This will be our coldest morning since February. And there are some areas in the hill country that could see a light freeze. So let's zoom in and take a look at some of those areas. Bernie, Bulverde, Tarpley, Los Maples, Comfort, and Kerrville. Perhaps even as far south as areas in northwestern Bexar County. I'm talking about if you live kind of on the northwest side of the county, north of the rim. Those areas could briefly touch freezing. Enough so that you might want to take care of any potted plants or those kinds of things that you've left outside, but this is not a hard freeze situation, so you won't have to worry about the pipes. As we take a look at our forecast, a high of only 61 tomorrow after that cold start, so you'll want the jacket pretty much all day tomorrow. By Tuesday, Veterans Day, a cold start, 36, and a high of 70, so you won't necessarily want the jacket in the afternoon, and then a quick warm up for us. By Thursday morning, our mornings will be close to 60 degrees with afternoons back in the 80s. So very typical fall forecast of ups and downs here in San Antonio. No major rain chances in our forecast, so drought conditions are going to worsen. There's a small chance of rain that I've introduced on Saturday, but right now, again, I wouldn't get our hopes up for anything substantial on Saturday.
We really need that rain, Sarah.
We definitely do.
All right, thank you. Local businesses are stepping up to help families in need. One cafe is serving free breakfast for those hurting during the shutdown. Find out how you can get involved. That's coming up. Take a look outside with the roads trends guide. Ooh, the sun is up. Not seeing a lot of cars on the road this morning or major incidents or backups. I do know there's a lot of closures on southbound and northbound 35. Headed towards New Braunfels area, so make sure you plan accordingly if that's your route this morning. Well, local businesses continue to step up and help feed our San Antonio families this week. Ola Express Cafe downtown has been providing free breakfast to those hurting amid the shutdown. Meals are available to anyone who needs breakfast, and they're all based on monetary donations the cafe receives from the community.
We are receiving the donations little by little, so we encourage everyone to donate. Even if it's $1 or less than that, anything helps, any amount helps.
Andrea Lay told us they've helped nearly 45,000 people receive a free breakfast. You can find a link to donate to Ola's Snap Breakfast Initiative on their Instagram page. It is 6:55 and 62 degrees. Here's a look at what's coming up on Good Morning America.
Coming up on GMA, air travelers bracing for another day of cancellations and delays as the record-breaking government shutdown enters a 40th day, with frustration mounting coast to coast. Plus, the first cold snap of the season, freezing temperatures are set to sweep through the central and eastern parts of the country. We have tips on how to save money on your energy costs by taking some simple steps. And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducts a new class of music giants. Highlights from the ceremony and the powerhouse performances. And ESPN's Herm Edwards is here with an inside look at the big games for Week 10 of the NFL. It's all ahead right here on GMA.